Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Lights, and this is the final part 4, of our Jets offensive guide that we're doing on YouTube. And the formation we're going to break down in this video is gun bunch offset. Now, bunch formations are very popular in Madden, but this formation isn't really. It's not in many playbooks. Gun bunch weak is definitely better, but this playbook does have some things that I think is worth breaking down. And if you're going to use the Jets book, I do think that you should use. PA Dig Fork is exclusive to this formation, so I definitely want to break that down. The draw is really good out of this set. Then you have Y Trail, which is only in a few gun bunch weeks, so I'm definitely going to break that down in this video. Now, when it comes down to Z Spot and Go, verticals, curl flat, even the cross screen, these are plays that are found in gun bunch week that if you know how to use them in gun bunch week, then it's the same thing in gun bunch offset, so I'm not going to cover them. Now, with that said, there is something unique with gun bunch offset that you can't do in any other bunches, and that is hitch the tight end. So even though a lot of the setups are the same, I'm not really going to get into too much detail for this YouTube video with hitching the tight end, but if you're an advanced player that wants to look into this formation, you could hitch the tight end out of any of these setups. So even something like verticals, which I didn't play test this setup, but I just want to show you. You can't block that tight end, which is a weakness, but you can hitch them at any time. So if you are familiar with the way that hitches work, as long as you don't have a million short routes and you know that the hitch is going to be the route that gets playmakered, now you could start doing some unique stuff with this formation to where you could have the most inside guy in the bunch, which is the tight end, on the hitch, and then you could playmaker him. So that's something really cool that you can mess with from this formation, especially, again, if you are an advanced player. This breakdown as a whole is going to be pretty advanced, something that is very similar to what we do on the MaddenDaily.com website. I know a lot of people think ebooks and guides and tips are only for beginners. I would say most of our tips are leaned on players that already know how to play the game, and our free tips are usually to get you to that point before you start looking at this. But either way, this is going to be the final part of our breakdown. Let's start that off now. Now, the play I do want to start with is Y Trail. And the setup of how I want to have my players is I want to have a fast receiver that does not have a lot of route run at the outside receiver spot in the bunch. So this could be a halfback, like a fast halfback that could catch, or someone like Cordell Patterson who has 92 speed, and I think he has like 71 route run. For this to optimally work the best possible, you want to have someone with 76 or less route run. You'll see that the route, especially for Y Trail, is going to be a little more curved, and that's going to be better against 91 zones. All right, your best receiver you could have at the inside receiver spot in the bunch, your possession receiver at the left, and then preferably you want to have a truck back, and that's going to be because of this play action play. I'll show you why. And then if you could have a fast tight end, that's also preferable. So let's get into it with Y Trail. There's going to be several variations for this play. Now, I do also want to mention that for this defense, I made every linebacker on the field with above 91 zone coverage. Same thing with the corners. The secondary all has 91 or above zone coverage. So if we could beat this defense, we could beat any team. All right, so let's come out in Y Trail. We'll start off versus a cover 2 Tampa 2 defense with the middle linebacker in a deep blue. All right, first variation for Y Trail. We're going to drag X, we're going to streak the tight end, and we're going to motion this post to the right and hike the ball. All right, this is going to be a mesh concept where the streak to the tight end is going to bring back that deep blue zone. If they play over the top coverage, cover 2, then the drag is going to be open. More than likely, they'll play on one of those hook zone linebackers to take away the drag. And we're going to motion B a little bit to the right to kind of delay, giving us a little bit more time to get open over the top. And you see that Patterson got open against the whole entire 91 zone team. And that's again because the hook zones were looking and playing the drag routes. All right, and then even though these are 91 zone hook zones, since they played over the top coverage, the drag on the right got open. And look at the tight end on the streak, taking the middle linebacker deep blue zone. So once that post crosses, he's going to get open. So that's forced. Our opponent's forced to manually play that. All right, and then look at Patterson's curved post. It's better that it's like that. That's what happens when you have low route run. And that way, the 91 zone just can't react as good. So you're able to fit it in between the zones. All right, but again, if they manually play that post, at least one of the drag routes are going to be open. especially against over-the-top coverage where they have cloud flats and no hard flats. All right, so you see X getting open as he crosses. If you have some juke, you could get even more yards. So this setup really good against cover 2. It could also work against cover 3, especially when you streak that tight end, because the streak is going to bring this safety here up the field. And then since we are motioning B, he's going to delay as he crosses. More than likely a user is going to play one of these drags. If they do, we have B open as he breaks to the middle. So that's setup number 1. Now we're going to move on to setup number 2, which is going to be the PA post setup. So that's one weakness from gun bunch offset is there's no PA post play, which is one of the best bunch plays in gun bunch weak. Gun bunch offset, we can mimic it though with Y trail. We did something very similar at a single back bunch. What we're going to do is come back X, drag the tight end, and then motion A to the left. So you're going to have the dual drag set up, and then you have the post over the top and the comeback. So if they play over the top coverage, you're going to have these drag routes. If they play underneath coverage, like cover 3 or cover 4 underneath, you'll have the post and the comeback route. All right, you could also fit the post route getting open against 91 zones, against deep blue middle linebacker cover 2, or against cover 3 and cover 4, if this guy has less than 76 route run. So with his curved angle, it's going to be really good still, even against the 91 zones, especially if you lowball it. So that was with the low pass. I used the left bumper to get that open. All right, I would mainly do that against cover 4 and cover 2. Cover 3, if that single high safety is playing the post, I would be a little nervous to throw it. I would more so be comfortable throwing the drags, or against underneath coverage, throwing the comeback to the left. All right, but here you see against the deep blue zone, that deep blue zone middle linebacker does have 91 zone. We're throwing a low ball pass using the left bumper down into the left, possession. All right, now here if they go underneath coverage, the comeback route is just going to be a dot. This is cover 2 underneath coverage, doesn't matter. They have hard flats and they don't have cloud flats. Comebacks open. Same thing if they were in a cover 4. If they have cover 4 hard flats, which a lot of people like to do when they go cover 4, comeback route is such a great option with the drag to kill cover 2, to kill cover 4. All right, so this concept, the drag comeback, is something you should be using out of a lot of sets, not just bunch compressed sets. You could even do it out of spread sets with a drag going from right to left and the comeback to the outside receiver. It kills underneath coverage, especially cover 4 underneath. So that's the PA post setup where the comeback mimics the C route. If you're a Madden Daily member, you've seen that countless times. We also covered it in single back bunch from part 1 of this ebook scheme. All right, final thing I want to show you with Y trail before we move on to another play is going to be leaving the angle route to the tight end. Now, the only times when I would do that is if they're playing cover 2 and they either leave the mid read or they're going to user this middle linebacker. So sometimes people might play underneath coverage to where these yellows will play the drags and then they'll play the post themselves. So if we notice that they do that, so say we go this first setup I showed you, right? And they play, like they make believe they're going to play it. They play the streak and then boom, they play the post. Everything's pretty much guarded, right? So if we see that happen, you're going to leave the angle route to the tight end. So you're just going to drag X and motion B. And then that way, this angle route is such a good option if they play the post. So they play the post, boom, angle's open. It's going to be really hard as a user to play both the angle and the post. And that's especially true if you motion the post out, because now you're adding a little bit more space. All right, so say they play the post, we throw the angle. If they play towards the left to play the angle, now we have the post, which I'll show you right here. All right, so I play the angle. Now I have the post. I'm trying to get back there, but I was able to split the safety against a cover 2 because they did not have a deep blue middle linebacker. So it's a good way of attacking with the intermediate and the deep middle while still having the 2 drags if they go over the top coverage. So that is Y trail. Now let's get into PA dig fork. There's going to be multiple different setups that we could use for this, so I'm just going to kind of freestyle all the different possibilities you could do with this play. All right, first and foremost, if we think it's cover 2 and we want to hit this corner out against cloud flats, you're going to go to the left hash mark. Very similar to what you could do at a gun bunch week. I think people do this out of deep corner. All right, it's the same type of corner route. What you're going to do is out route B, streak the tight end. All right, and then you're going to motion the out route to the right a few steps. And if they have a cloud flat and you're on the left hash mark, so you have a lot of space, the cloud flat will play the out route, leaving the corner route open. Having a good receiver here is big. So if you have the 91 plus route run, this is going to be really good, especially if they try to man him up. He'll get open on the break. See the cloud flat went ahead and played the out route, leaving the corner open, and it was important we streaked the tight end so that these deep blue zones played back on the streak, and that 91 zone safety couldn't make a play on the corner. All right, again, that was against cover 2, and that was when we were on the left side of the field, throwing to the side where there's more space, the right side. All right, say they play the same defense now, but they're going to use or guard this hook zone, right? So say I'm going to do the same exact, this is going to be really hard to show with two controllers, but let's say they notice I'm doing the corner out, so they're going to play it themselves, right? There's something really, really fast and easy that we could hit, and that is going to be the running back. All right, so the running back's almost like on like a swing route, but it's a play action play, so you're not going to see it. It looks just like the draw. So if they have no hook zone there, this is why I like to have a truck back, by the way, is because you could catch this where there's no zone defender, and then you could line yourself up with either the corner, the nickel, the linebacker, whoever it is on the right side. All right, so you see that they're using the right side. They're taking away the corner out themselves. There's no hook zone to the right side. The flat zone has to play the out route. You throw to the running back. I line myself up with the corner. Boom, truck back, breaks the tackle on the corner, getting us some positive yards. All right, if they play over the top coverage, let's say at a cover 3 or cover 4, then this is just going to be an easy throw anyway, because again, the flat zone has to play the out route. The zones are backing up on these deep routes. So we catch it, we go for a truck or even a juke. We could juke if we have an agility back, and that's just an easy throw we can make no matter what zone they're in. If they do not have the running back manned up, then this is going to be an open throw. Even against underneath coverage sometimes, because it all depends on how they're playing. But let's say they send like a cover 2 blitz, right? And they have hard flats. Well, the hard flat has to play the out route. So the running back will be open right away. So say the blitz is coming, boom, I throw to the halfback, get the truck, get the juke, get the spin, whatever. And now I have some space to where I can pick up some positive yards. So that running back is just a dump off pass, and I do like the fact that if I don't throw to him right away, so let's say I do like a different setup here, right? If I don't throw to him right away, he's just going to sit there chilling. And then you could throw to him as a later read getting open. So if they're using that middle linebacker on the right side or the outside linebacker on the right side and they're drifting back to play the corner out, or again, let's say I streak the tight end, drag A, and do the motion post, something like that, and they're playing back on the post, they're playing back on the drag or the in route, and you see the running back just right there open, throw to him, and then look to juke, spin, or truck. Here I'm going to go to a cover 3 defense. All right, let's say I do that streak, drag, post. The streak will bring back the deep blue zone, leaving the post open. So that's going to be an open play. Probably should lowball that. I would say that if I think it's cover 4, I'm not going to motion B, which I'll show you that in a second. But versus cover 2 and cover 3, where there's a single guy deep in the middle of the field, you want to streak someone and you want to motion B. All right, you can even in route X if you want to have a shorter in route to go with it. All right, there I lowballed the post and it got open. Now let me show you cover 4. Now cover 4, there's 2 safeties. If they have 91 zone, which right here they do, and you motion the post, it's not really going to work good. A lot of the times when I do this, I do like to in route X, as I mentioned, to have a shorter in route. But you're going to see this motion delay. These safeties with 91 zone, they could run back and play this. It's not a safe throw. So if I'm expecting cover 4 and I want to hit that post, I'm going to leave the post where he is. All right, and I don't even need a streak. So like I might just drag the tight end and leave X on his route or in route him. All right, do something like this. There is something I didn't mention yet, and that's the corner route, but let me get to that after. All right, look at this B route. If you don't motion him, it works way better against cover 4, getting in between those 91 zone deep blues as opposed to motioning him out to where the safeties could play it. So if you don't motion him against cover 4, you don't need a streak. You just leave him where he is. They play underneath coverage, play in these drags and in routes. Post is open. Deep zones are backing up too far. You throw a low ball, possession catch. All right, so some advanced guys that are watching this, there's a lot of different things that you could do. You could even motion this corner out to the left, right? So let's say something like this, if you want to do. Now you're going to have like a post going this way. So that's something you could go with. You see the running back getting open. A eventually gets open here. So that's something you can mess with. What I really want to show you, though, is beating the corner out to the right side if they play cover 3 or cover 4 or even cover 2 underneath coverage. Let me actually go to the middle or right hash, and we're going to take advantage of the corner out on the right side and that's going to work really well with the running back on his play action. So let's say I drag the tight end, right? This is essentially a flat route. It's a swing route to the right. If they play underneath coverage, the hard flat is going to play the running back and will not play the corner. Even if that deep blue zone on the right side has 91 zone, as long as we're on the right hash mark, so the short side of the field, the right side of the field, that deep blue zone is not going to play it. Again, that's a 91 zone guy. All right, he is not going to play it on the break as long as you're on the right hash. And a lot of the times right there is what happens. The 91 zone deep blue kind of gets glitched out, leaving that corner route open against underneath cover 3 and cover 4 coverage. They don't really play underneath cover 2 coverage, but if they do that, the corner route will be open as well. And of course, if they have a cloud flat, easy read to the running back, right? You see them all backing up, backing up, backing up. Boom, throw to the running back. Try to line up a truck or a juke. So that is going to be this play. One final thing, if you see a lot of cover 4, and let's say you're on the long side of the field, you can bomb this, especially if you have someone like Randy Moss or Hill. You just fade B, and then you can like drag the tight end. And pretty much from this play action play, a lot of the times on a baseline press cover 4, the fade will just get wide open. He'll beat the guy over the top. You could just lob it for a touchdown. So that's if they play aggressive cover 4. Play action really does help with that, but you do want to have speed at that B receiver. That's why I like to have a fast guy with low route run. You see the play action kind of makes the defense pause, leaving this guy flying past the safety and the corner. And that's against a baseline press where the safeties kind of drop down back. And now it's a speed mismatch. Patterson's faster than that safety. Touchdown. All right, so those are the main 2 passing plays. I'm going to end the video, but I do want to finally show the draw. Reason why I like the draw is, first of all, it's a really, really good run. All right, it's one of the better draws that I've seen. And you could use all the motions that we covered. Let's say we want to make it look like PA post. You can motion them this way. And I love the fact that it looks like the play action. So let's say we constantly motioning B, right? So it looks like the play action play, so they can't sell out on the run. So I'll show you that one more time. Like, pay attention to what the handoff and the running back looks like, and then watch the play action. It's going to be very similar. And that's why I like the 2-play combo of the draw and then the PA play. They're both in your quick audibles, but now you can change audibles anyway. PA dig fork, draw, Y trail, and then messing with, verticals, curl flat. There's a lot that you could do from gun bunch offset. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please drop a like. This is the end of the Free Jets ebook. I do want to mention that single back tight slots is very important to this scheme. It's the set that we mentioned that we like to come out in, and then audible to all these bunch sets. We just covered an update video actually an update scheme, not even a video, from our MaddenDaily.com website. We got pro player Master Gamer to do a breakdown. He did 9 videos for us of everything he does from single back tight slots, not just runs, but all of his passing plays. It came out to about over 100 minutes worth of footage. Very, very good. We got a really good feedback on that. We just dropped that last night. So if you like what you've seen from these 4 videos, we covered single back tight slots on the site. We covered the full version of pistol bunch tight end on the site. So you could check that out on MaddenDaily.com. If not, hope you enjoyed these 4 videos. Stay tuned for more free tips, gameplays, and schemes from me, Lights Out, on the MaddenDaily.com YouTube. Also, FSM Holden, who has his own YouTube channel, has just joined the Madden Daily team. So we're going to do a lot of stuff together. If you are unfamiliar with Holden, he has one of the best Madden YouTube channels right now. Definitely check him out. Subscribe to his channel. Check out all his videos, especially if you like the competitive tournament scheme, which probably if you're watching this and you're liking this video, you're going to like his videos. So expect a ton of collabs our way between us, not only on YouTube, but also the MaddenDaily.com website. And I will see you guys in the next video. Until next time, it's Lights Out from MaddenDaily.com. Later, boys.